Hey everybody. All right, this is day 2 of our summer challenge, and we are in Judges 4, and we're reading verses 14 down to 22, okay? So here we go. Then Deborah said to Barak, "Go, this is the day that the Lord has given Sisera into your hands. Has not the Lord gone ahead of you?" So Barak went down Mount Tabor with 10,000 men following him. At Barak's advance, the Lord routed Sisera and all his chariots and army by the sword, and Sisera got down from his chariot and fled on foot. Barak pursued the chariots and army as far as Harosheth Hagoim, and all Sisera's troops fell by the sword. Not a man was left. Sisera, meanwhile, fled on foot to the tent of Jael, the wife of Heber the Kenite, because there was an alliance between Jabin, king of Hazor, and the family of Heber the Kenite. Jael went out to meet Sisera and said to him, "Come, my lord, come right in. Don't be afraid." So he entered her tent, and she covered him with a blanket. "I'm thirsty," he said. "Please give me some water." She opened up a skin of milk, gave him drink, and covered him up. "Stand in the doorway of the tent," he told her. "If someone comes by and asks you, 'Is anyone in there?' say no." But Jael, Heber's wife, picked up a tent peg and a hammer and went quietly to him while he lay fast asleep. Exhausted, she drove the peg through his temple into the ground, and he died. Just then Barak came by in pursuit of Sisera, and Jael went out to meet him. "Come," she said, "I will show you the man you're looking for." So he went in with her, and there lay Sisera with the tent peg through his temple, dead. Now, Jael was part of the fulfillment of a prophecy. There is a lady named Deborah who had made a prophecy that Sisera would be delivered into the hands of a female. So, as we read in Judges 4, Deborah, Barak, and the other people of Israel had been victorious over the Canaanite army and the commander Sisera. This is where we find the fulfillment of verse 9 comes in. "For the Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman." We find Sisera fleeing for his life. His army has been routed, and he comes upon the house of Heber, and here it is that we finally meet Jael. Now, Jael in the Bible probably had no idea what she was about to get into that day. That morning, she probably was far removed from the battle, for it must have been just an ordinary day, doing chores, daily tasks, probably cleaning around the tent. But the mundane and normal that makes up everyday life doesn't stop us fulfilling what God has already planned for us to do. Little did she know that God was about to use her, that he had ordained her to be there this morning for this moment long before she was ever even born. Now, what did Jael do? We don't know why this heroic woman became the slayer of Sisera, but one thing we can be sure of is that Jael's act was part of God's plan. She opens her home with hospitality and welcomes Sisera into her tent, making him feel safe so that he will fall into a deep sleep. He was exhausted. He had been fighting in a war. He was tired. He was running. He was trying to escape. And he thought he had found refuge in Jael's tent. Now, how did Jael have access to a tent peg? Did you know, back in those days, in Bible times, it was the woman's responsibility to set the tent up? That's right. The women were the ones who set all of the tents up, and so they had to be strong. They had to be able to know how to use those tent pegs and those hammers. How do you think she had access to that? It's because that is what her job was to begin with, was to set the tents up. Well, she had invited Sisera into her tent and made him feel at home, got him some milk. You know, you drink a little bit of warm milk, it helps you go to sleep at night. Well, she had done just that, and he's already exhausted, and he says, "Don't tell nobody I'm here." Well, little did he know that God was already working on her heart, and she had already determined that she was going to take care of this. So he fell asleep. Now, whether like Rahab, she had come to know the one true God, or like Deborah, she was an Israelite, we don't know. But all the same, we see Deborah's prophecy come to life. The Bible tells us that once Commander Sisera was asleep, Jael took that tent peg and drove it through Sisera's head. It's a graphic story, a little uncomfortable, but where God leads us isn't always sunshine and roses. It's not always easy. Sometimes it is uncomfortable. Sometimes it is just plain out nasty. But if God calls you to it, he's going to help you go through it. And he will prepare you for anything that he brings you to. Whether you think that you are capable of it or not, I'm pretty sure her heart was racing and she had no idea. But God helped her through it. That is all that I have for today. Now, this is day 2 of our summer challenge, and I'm so proud of you. Keep it up, and I will see you tomorrow.